and watch your baseball games.
Dorothy, I wish there was more to do here so they didn't have to leave.
Come sit with me, and let's use our imagination and dream. There must be a way to make things better.
Welcoming all generations. Natural light, shared spaces, and just lots of parking. Imagine Shelby Senior Services, the Horizon Center, having enough space for all of its programs and services for all the needs of Shelby County, silver tsunami, and boomers. Imagine sitting on a park bench in a beautiful green setting, putting the finishing touches on your lunch and on a poem for an upcoming writing class. Imagine the flavors and tastes emanating from a state-of-the-art kitchen where cooks of all ages and cultures have been sharing their recipes. And imagine Saturday morning stopping at the farmer's market, picking up fresh vegetables and herbs, and going to that same kitchen and learning new ways of preparing and preserving them. Imagine grandfather, grandson, and son digitally composing a Mother's Day song for their favorite ladies. Imagine a venue that could accommodate a touring Russian ballet and a Blue Man group. And imagine grandma and aunt and sister, younger girls, all taking a ballet class together and laughing together and making memories together. And imagine the proud faces of the grandkids watching their grandparents on stage performing in a reader's theater. And imagine couples of all ages dancing, ballroom dancing, gliding across the dance floor. And imagine a community that's great to grow older in and a great place to grow up in. Imagine shared spaces, creating life enrichment, opportunities for healthy and active living and aging. Imagine kids and older adults strengthening each other and the very fabric of our community. And imagine this is where we live.
Let's talk about impact. The Multi-Generational Center is not just a building. It will be the driving force for social, cultural, economic, and growth within Shelby County. How about the impact on the quality of life? This project will serve as a center of social and artistic activity for people of all ages in the county. This project will improve and expand the support services required to support our current senior citizens as well as the oncoming silver tsunami. This project will improve the lives of the senior population by providing easy access to community, cultural, multi-generational, and entertainment activities. This project will provide a venue for cultural events from faraway places that will benefit everybody in the county. This project will provide brick and mortar location for people looking for information about arts groups, activities, senior services. This project will make Shelby County more attractive as a place to live and a place to visit. This project will provide a great boost to the downtown revitalization effort that's already underway. An economic impact. Population growth and desirable place to live are essential to gaining new commercial, industrial, and residential development. The multi-generational center has the power to drive cultural growth needed to drive population growth and economic development in the county. The multi-generational center has the power to encourage our younger population to remain in Shelby County as they enter the workforce and create families. The multi-generational center has the power to attract visitors from outside the county who will spend money here. Bottom line, the MGC will improve the cultural lifestyle of all Shelby County residents. The MGC will help encourage people, including millennials, to move to Shelby County, and that will drive population growth. All of the above will drive future commercial, industrial, and residential development within the county.
The Multi-Generational Center is going to provide all citizens the opportunity to come together and create a place that fosters new partnerships and touches more community members than any other existing or proposed project in our community. Imagine the impact that your vote will ignite. The timing is right. The hospital is going to be vacated and demolished next spring. The multi-generational team needs the Ignite funds to use as matching dollars to pursue funding opportunities for architectural drawings. The center is designed to be a game changer. This concept does not exist here in our community, and it does not exist in other communities. The Indiana Arts Commission has recently nominated this project to be considered for a Regional Innovation Award that's going to be presented by the National Endowment of the Arts. Help us to ignite this fire. We have set the groundwork. We've picked the best site, the hospital property on Washington Street. We've gathered the tinder. These are community conversations, site visits, individual discussions with businesses and private citizens, and presentations to government officials. We have the fuel. We have 3 strong logs. These are anchor tenants that are going to occupy the center. First, Shelby Arts Alliance, serving more than 50 artists and arts organizations in all of the 4 school districts in the community, in the county. Shelby County Players. They're the only Shelby County arts organization to receive operating grants for 15 consecutive years from the Indiana Arts Commission. And Shelby Senior Services. They are currently, in fact, just this week, became one of 115 nationally accredited senior centers, and the only one in the state of Indiana. Let me say that again. They are the only accredited senior services in the state of Indiana. Congratulations. And you are all the first to hear that publicly. You're special. We have kindling for this fire. We have a business plan, and we have preliminary funds that we received from the city and the county and other supporters to do our groundwork. We need someone to have the courage to ignite this project, and you can be that someone. We've gathered lots of other logs for this fire, and we have them waiting in the wings. The city and county councilmen, corporate and individual donors, none of them want to be the first in. They're waiting for someone to ignite this fire. You can send the message to these people that Shelby County deserves a facility of this caliber. Together, we can make a difference and keep people actively engaged in our community. You, the voters, will be the spark that ignites positive changes and growth in Shelby County.
There's no place like the multi-generational center.
place like Shelbyville.
There's no place like Shelby County. There's no place like home. Thank you. I'd like to give a special thank you to Amira Heiss and Logan Hudson for sharing their talents with us today. Are there any questions? I'm sure you have lots of questions.
I had a question submitted by email.
Oh my.
Good.
I have it written down somewhere, but I know it. How will what process will you go through to sort of select the architectural firm? Are you going to look at architectural firms limited to this area, all over the globe, and how will that be decided?
We have yet to have the meeting to discuss those particulars,
Uh-huh.
okay? We are waiting for someone to ignite and say, here is the money, now do it. And we are going to have a process, but we haven't determined what that process is
Okay.
yet.
Are you using the current building, the hospital building, or will parts of it, or will there be demolition, or what do you?
All of the above. Okay, well, the initial plan, or what we've been told, is that the hospital plans to level it, okay? Once we get confirmation that we can move forward with this project, we want to explore the possibility of possibly using parts of the sites rather than a complete demolition. And again, those are conversations that we need to have once we get confirmation that we're going forward with this.
So as far as the cost of the overall project, you really don't know that at this point.
Architectural drawings will do that, but there's a lot of the numbers bouncing around. It's millions of dollars, somewhere between 5 and 10. It just depends on, you know, how big we want to build this and what the architect comes up with. And
So is the plan to use the existing hospital building, or is that gone and then this would be constructing something new?
it would be primarily a new construction. Yes.
So the hospital itself is going to demolish the current building?
Correct. The plan for the hospital, before they even started discussions about this site, was they were going to demolish the hospital and give it to the city, and then the city would decide what to do with it. We've been working closely with the city on this plan.
And you just said your architectural firm, whoever you decide on, may decide to keep part of it and try to use part of it?
We don't know that.
We don't know that.
Okay.
Other questions? Those are good questions.
You still have 5 minutes.
Okay.
If you were to get funding, at least to get through the architect thing, what's the timetable to move forward from there?
Repeat that question, would you?
Okay.
For them.
So the question is, if we were to get the fundings for the architectural plans, what would be the timetable? The timetable, we would be working right on it, getting an architect signed up, start on the plans as soon as possible. The hospital is supposed to be cleared, the site's supposed to be cleared, if it's a full demolition, about March of next year. Spring. In the spring. And then we would then be building right after that. Other questions? I see some questions pondered.
Do you have any money right now at all?
Yes. Shelby
How much?
County, I'm sorry?
How much?
Well, Shelby County Players has done Dancing with the Stars, and every penny that we've earned, we have put away for this project. And last year, the Dancing with the Stars brought in $81,000.
Wonderful.
We have some very real grant possibilities for construction. There's grants for construction of senior centers that are available to rural counties. There's very real possibilities for arts grants and for grants constructing senior centers.
Yes, Tim?
Would this not also require pre-substantive capital campaign?
Yes.
And I think probably from the corporate community as well as individual donors?
Yes.
Right.
We estimate, when we tossed around numbers, that the capital campaign will probably be between $2 and $3 million that we would need to get from individual sources such as corporations, local corporations, national corporations. We identified about $4 million worth of grants that we would qualify for. Of course, we aren't really going to be able to get all those. Well, why couldn't we? We just might. We just might. But we have, and that's just a cursory look at it because, for example, this nomination that we have that may or may not go to the national level from the art standpoint is $75,000 if we become the regional person. So, and that wasn't even on our radar. So I think as people hear about this project, we're going to find more resources that we can tap into.
I've only had the privilege of being in the senior citizen center one time. What would happen to that facility? Who owns it?
We own it. We would try to sell it.
Might be a good time to mention that right now they are totally out of room down there, to the point where they've had to curtail a lot of services to seniors, just for lack of space.
And some of the classes I mentioned, ballroom dancing, yoga, we've had to totally stop. We don't have the space. We had to stop a Zumba Gold class. So things that some of the younger folks